If we were doing this tour out in the street, this is one of the sights we'd see. A great skyscraper, a modern skyscraper, growing up out of a medieval church. And that's because we're on the streets of the City of London. That's the tiny little area of 1 square mile right in the centre of town, which is both the oldest and the newest part of London at the same time. It's the oldest part because this is the original London, Londinium, founded by the Romans 2000 years ago, but it's also the newest part, the financial district, where these great modern buildings are built pretty much every year. So our tour is essentially a short walk from here, Old Jewry, to the Kindertransport Memorial. That's about just over half a mile, about a kilometre. We could do it in 10 or 11 minutes if we weren't in a hurry. But this short walk actually enables us to chart the long journey that this country took from being, at the start of our journey, the most anti-Semitic country on the face of the planet to, by the end of our walk, the most welcoming country for the Jewish people at the Jewish people's time of greatest need. And this journey is about 1,000 years. So we do 1,000 years in about an hour, in about a mile. What could possibly go wrong? Our tour starts here in a street with a very intriguing name, Old Jewry. Here it is on the map. Old Jewry, a Jewry, well, that's just the British English word for a Jewish community. We still call ourselves Anglo Jewry. And have a look at it on the map. You can see that there's another street coming off it called Frederick's Place. Just keep that at the back of your mind, because in about half an hour, or to put it another way, in about 600 years, we'll be back here. But let's start in the 11th century in Old Jewry. We only have to walk a few yards down the street before we find out why it's called Old Jewry, because there was a great synagogue here until the year 1272. And why was it here? Well, for that, we need to go back to the year 1066. If you went to school in England, you'll know that there are only 3 dates that matter in English history, and they all end in 66. 1066, the Norman Conquest, 1666, the Great Fire of London, and of course, most importantly, 1966, England wins the World Cup. But I'm concerned with 1066. This is the year in which William the Conqueror, a French-speaking warrior from Normandy in northern France, invaded England, defeated King Harold Godwinson, the last of the Anglo-Saxon kings of England, at the Battle of Hastings, and established his royal capital here in London. And of course, like most French visitors to England, he wasn't happy with the goods and services that the local English could provide.